I've done it. I've cracked the code. How do we get information, news and like journalism about the world from non-biased sources, and how do we make sure we have the purest, most accurate version of those news articles and those facts? Well, just use Ground. Just use this app that someone brought out, and what this app does, it condenses down every single piece of news from every single different news article, and it says, read this one. This one's not biased because it's from a left-leaning paper, and obviously that means that it's going to be biased towards the left. So all you've got to do is remove all the left words, which I've done here, and this sentence is basically this whole thing boiled down. That's how Ground works. Obviously, this is totally trustworthy. Why is Ground totally trustworthy? Well, of course it is, because all your favourite YouTubers have been advertising it and are being sponsored by it and are being paid large amounts of money to tell you that that's where you should get your news from and that it is totally non-biased. And in fact, if you're not using it, then you're in an echo chamber. Right, let's break it down from the start. This is one of my favourite videos. Right. Ground is an app released by a news publisher that controls all these newspapers and these channels. Every time you visit one of these newspapers or channels, it makes money. Every time you use the app, it makes money. Every time you use the app, click one of the adverts, then visit the channel, then read the paper, they make all the money. And when you accept their view, their narrative, you know, their bias on all those different news stories, and you toddle off into your life thinking that that's the non-biased, non-propaganda accurate account which they have summarised for you, so you accept that's truth, they make even more money off you in future, because you will go back to their app, their YouTube channels, their Twitter feeds and their newspaper sources, and before you've even read a single word, your brain is telling you, I trust these guys, they wouldn't lie to me, would they? So in doing so, even though they're calling themselves non-biased, apolitical news aggregate sources that give you a non-propaganda, truthful, accurate view, they're the exact opposite of that. What they have done is put you in an echo chamber, given you a left or right label, given you a political status which was not your own, removed all the thinking that you were going to do in order to make your own mind up, and then they've told you this is left, this is right, this is this, this is that, and then this is the truth. This sentence is basically the bit you remember. And because you haven't got time to do the actual thinking, to do the actual fact checking, you don't have time to know for yourself what the truth is, and you don't really care whether it's biased or not. All you care about is that you can say, I did my research. You're wrong, I'm right, this says so, here's the proof, here's my app that told me so. And this is the sentence that all the big YouTubers are going to be repeating, so it's obviously right. Which means I'm right, which means you're wrong. That's how bias in journalism now works. Whereas in past days, you could buy a newspaper that said, proudly Britain's most conservative newspaper, and you knew, okay, this is going to be conservative bias, and then you read through the articles, and occasionally you'd get to a bit and think, well, this is too biased. Like, I know you told me you're biased at the beginning, but this even is a stretch too far for you. And you would go away, and you would find out the truth by reading the other side. You'd read the Liberal view or the Labour view or whatever, and you would aggregate all that stuff yourself, and you would think it through. You would test it with your real life experience. You wouldn't just go, okay, yeah, I believe you, and you wouldn't just let it go into you. You wouldn't let the media spoon feed you your non-bias, you know? Which is what we're seeing today. So, this is actually a short video. I'm going to make this one quick. The point of today's video, ladies, gents and Pikachus, beloveds of my audience, the conclusion is this. Everyone is biased in some way. Everybody discriminates in some way, and the reason we are biased, discriminating creatures is because we are intelligent, and this helps us live. Now, I'm not saying we should unfairly discriminate, or that we should discriminate based on factors which have nothing to do with how you think, i.e. your skin colour, your gender, you know, these kind of things. You can... Look, people are going to tell you don't discriminate on religious grounds. Forget that. You should be religiously discriminating all the time. Religiously discriminate against me. Because I say I'm a Christian. Test my Christianity. Test my religion. If I am lying to you, and the thing I'm telling you doesn't equal the thing I'm doing, then you can discriminate against me as a fake version of that religion. That's discrimination that will help you. So, conclusion 1. Don't let anyone tell you you're in an echo chamber, that you're biased, that you don't have the full facts available to you, that you're not intelligent enough to think these things through yourself, and that you shouldn't be discriminating, because you absolutely should. And the second point of the conclusion is this. Always be aware that other people are discriminating against you in this way, especially the ones who go, well, I'm not biased, I'm not in an echo chamber, I don't discriminate, I'm for interfaith diversity and inclusion. They're the fascists, basically. They are the most undiscerned discriminating people that will discriminate based on what they saw on Ground. You know, the app that tells you how to think. And the reason that this is so important is because over time, these opinions, these biases will stack on top of each other until you've got a big mound of them. And if you realise the one at the very bottom that you got from Ground like 6 weeks ago is completely wrong, what do you think happens to everything stacked on top of it when you flip it out from underneath? Your entire worldview crumbles like the Twin Towers and turns into dust at ground zero. And then where are you left? Back where you were 6 weeks ago. You wasted your time and you know zip. So make sure you discern for yourself. Don't listen to The Independent, The Guardian, the BBC. Don't even listen to me. Don't listen to Ground. Don't listen to Twitter, Elon Musk, or even Trump. Don't listen to anyone. Get the facts from your own discernment. You know, look at both sides. Test it through your own real life experience. And then wait before you make your mind up, because you won't know straight away. And over time, experience will teach you how to make a good decision and what a good decision looks like for you. And you will be able to discriminate fairly. And in doing so, you will discriminate away all the bad stuff. You'll discriminate away all the propaganda, the lies. You'll discriminate away all the bias that people want to put on you to make you into them. You'll discriminate away everything that's not useful for your accurate discernment of the world. And then you will know the truth as much as a human being will ever know the truth. And at that stage, you have got to level 1 discernment. I know things. I know something. May not know everything, but I know this. And it is there. And it is never coming away because it is true. And if it's true now, it will be true tomorrow. It will be true forever. That's what you want. So, that's the end of this video. 8 minutes, a bit longer than I thought. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that and you learned something. God bless you all. And I'll see you lovely people in the next one. Bye now. And the simple truth is, people don't even do this on purpose. They, in their ignorant state, think that giving you their bias and overwriting your truth is actually beneficial to you. So forgive them, for they know not what they do. But all the same, make sure you fact check even the most trustworthy people. God bless, and I'll see you next time.